Hi, everybody, and welcome to week 3. It's hard to believe we're really cruising through this quarter. So, hope you guys enjoyed the beautiful weather we had over the weekend. Probably the last bit of sunny weather I'd say we're going to have for a while. I know we're thinking about going to Pumpkin Patch here soon, and I'm looking forward to that. So I took a look at your material for week 1, and that is all finalized and graded. You should see some feedback already. I'm going to start taking a look at week 2 here. That stuff was due last night. So look for some grading starting around Wednesday, Thursday, usually around that time frame. If you have any questions, feel free to, reach out. We're both here for you. This time is dedicated for you every Monday from 11:30 to 12:30. But other than that, it's going to be another fun week. So I'll turn it over to Lisa, do some remarks and talk about what you guys are doing in English 301.
Okay, well, I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. I second the pumpkin patch, pumpkin spice sentiments. And as we move toward the holidays, may we all buckle up and stay strong. Okay, so I wanted to walk you through week 3 first. So let me go ahead and share the screen here. Let's see. I think it needs to be enabled, Jonathan. Okay.
Yeah, I'll see if I can figure that out.
Okay. Okay, and while Jonathan is setting that up for us, I will just make the point that I sent out a couple of announcements, and one of them had to do with the topic proposals that I received last week, which were fantastic and they were wonderful. And many of you were noticing that other students in the class had some similar interests. So there were maybe a couple of students interested in working on, a particular population group with a particular health concern, or maybe the same population group with different areas of patient care. I would say out of about 20 students, we had, a little bit of overlap in there in terms of interest. And I wanted to underscore for you that that's perfect and that's fine. Please read the announcement that I sent out about that. I encourage you that if you're working with other students who are also working with a group or a particular healthcare concern, that you work together, that you pool resources, that you don't feel like you have to do this in a bubble, that you understand that it's not plagiarism if you're sharing sources with each other, that you're responding to each other's work in small groups or private chat rooms or however you want to do it. You're still going to produce your original piece of writing. And again, this is a collaborative process. Writing at its best is a collaboration. And so I'm encouraging that. And if there's anything I can do to facilitate that, please let me know. How are we doing, Jonathan? Should I go ahead? Okay. So let me share the screen then and have us look at week 3. All right. And so this week, you've got 2 chapters in your textbook to look at. And as you've probably noticed, these are pretty short chapters and they're incredibly well-written, user-friendly, humorous, empathetic, readable. So I hope you're enjoying this textbook. I'm really excited about this book. And these chapters are both hitting upon the tenets of good writing and business writing in particular. So be sure to flip through all those pages on the bottom. And again, if you have any questions about anything, let me know. And then there's a link here that takes you to UNC Chapel Hill's Writing Center. And again, you can click on this and it becomes larger. But this website, by the way, is great for writing concerns in general. I have links to OWL at Purdue at the top of our Canvas page, but UNC Chapel Hill's Writing Center is also fantastic. This particular link that I've attached talks specifically about email communications, but while you're here, you may want to flip through all of their resources, and especially if you're a little unsure about some of the the pieces of sentence structure or constructing a good piece of writing, they've got some wonderful resources here. But you'll read this and then you will discuss with your classmates in the discussion board this week, with this link in mind, with the chapters in mind. And now here's one of those places where I'm linking with your HIM content and sending you to consider some of the things in your work for HIM in order to finalize this assignment. So before I say that, let me just check really quick. Maybe this was not the one where I'm doing that. Let's see. No, I'm sorry. It's, I believe, either the next assignment. Oh no, it's the next assignment. So in this discussion board, you're just considering the link. Scratch that. It's the next link here, but within the same week where you're engaging with the with Jonathan's coursework. But in this one, it's actually kind of a fun assignment, making revisions to a poorly written student email. And you'd be surprised how many students really struggle with kind of how to capture the right tone or the proper level of formality. And again, it's not about establishing sort of a fake formality or suppressing creativity, but you want to represent yourself, particularly in the workplace, in a particular way. So this helps guide you toward that. And again, it's kind of a fun assignment. And that last one for this week has you completing an exercise that engages with the HEMR library article, and I give you some content on that. If you have any questions about any of this, let me know. This one will have you writing an annotation in preparation for writing your annotated bibliography, which is assignment 2. That takes me to something so exciting. I'm very excited about this. I had several fantastic students last year when I was teaching this course, and I was so glad about that. And one of the reasons why I was glad about that is because I find that one of the most useful ways to talk about assignments and essays and kind of expectations around pieces of writing is to show you a sample of something that's pretty good, right? So I spoke with a student I had this morning last year. I had her last year. I spoke with her this morning and I asked her if she wouldn't mind me sharing with you her submissions to the 4 major assignments. And she said yes. And so if you go to our homepage, right on the top, I put it on the very top, student sample assignment submissions. And what I love about this is one student working through the 4 assignments. So you'll see the stacking nature of these assignments and how one leads to the next and how she's working with one topic. First she's doing this, then she's doing this, moving on to this. And I made the point in the announcement that I sent about this, that it's not that these are flawless or that you should, emulate exactly what she's doing. But if you were to emulate her format and pretty much what she's doing, though, with your population and your area of patient concern, you'd have a solid piece of writing. So I feel great about sharing these with you. Flip through them. To me, it's a huge anxiety reliever to see submissions that are completed in order for me to rather than starting from scratch, I can look at how she's citing. I can see how she's using APA. I can see what she's including in terms of, she was expected to produce this, she produced this, and I'm telling you, she did a great job. So again, not flawless, but fantastic, which is what we're all going for here. And flip through those. Let me know if you have any questions at all. And I believe that's all that I've got for you. Again, I want to encourage you to reach out if you have any questions or concerns. I'm here to help you. And if these office hours times don't work for you, let me know and we'll figure something out. Have a beautiful week, and I will flip it back over to Jonathan. So let me stop sharing the screen here. Let's see. Stop share. There we go.
Awesome. Yeah, I love that you got the previous student submission. That is, seeing it is 1,000 words. So
To me, it's a huge anxiety reliever. I want to see it done and I want to work backwards rather than starting from scratch. Let me see a produced piece of writing and then let me insert my own stuff in there.
yeah,
Uh,
I know sometimes it can just be really anxiety provoking thinking about it's some of these deliverables, especially in the bachelor's degree programs. So, and just being able to see someone else who's been through it, who's done the work that you guys are going to be doing, I think that's just huge.
yeah,
So, thank you for reaching out to that student, and thank you to the student for volunteering her work.
yes.
Yep. Okay, so for us, we're going to be transitioning into the legal issues facing health information management. So this one, we've got a relatively small chapter. Sorry, my daughter is very excited right now. Working from home, right? So it's only roughly 15 pages, and it's in chapter 2. And then there's that article as well. That's that shared article that Lisa and I are collaborating on. So you're going to want to check that out. That's the under the Journal of AHEMA. And then there's also a optional movie. If you have the time, I highly recommend that you guys watch it. It's called 55 Steps to Informed Consent. And we have a free copy of the video. It's roughly 90 minutes long, and it's through the TCC library. So I've given you instructions on how to access it. I realize time is precious, so if you can't do it, that's okay. I've given you an article PDF that you can skim through as well, but I think you would get a lot out of seeing the movie if you're able to take it. So we have 2 assignments for this week. The first one is a discussion board looking at healthcare lawsuits. So basically, you're going to find one that's been covered in the news for the last year. Then you're going to write 3 paragraphs to talk about it. So you're going to want to summarize these key points here. So that should be relatively easy. I'll be curious to see what you find. Just be very aware that I am looking for 12 months. So as long as that data is referenced, we should be fine. So I don't care if it's resolved 12 months ago or if it begins 12 months ago. I'm fine with that as long as it's current enough. What I don't want is to find a lawsuit that was settled, 10, 15 years ago, because it's a little less current for you guys. All right. So have fun with that. Make sure you check out the rubric because that's relatively easy. And you do have to respond to one classmate. That's pretty standard though. So for your second one, you're going to do a essay. So, and this one, you're going to have to do additional work. So make sure you access it early so you can see the questions and give yourself time to work through them. Make sure also that you are typing these into a Word document or some sort of like Google Doc that will automatically save and save frequently. So I had one student reach out to me. She had lost her work because her computer crashed. That happens. I mean, it's happened to every single one of us. So just kind of learn from that experience and make sure that you're saving frequently, or better yet, use OneDrive or Google Doc to write your work. So the 3 questions that you have are basically exploring negligence. What are the 4 elements? And then summarizing the purpose of the designated record set. That is that article that you're writing for, that you're exploring for Lisa and myself. And then I've given you a scenario that you're going to have to work through. With this scenario, it's really important that you're pulling in that extra research that you're expected to do for this assignment. So that is it. So it should be fun. I think it's a nice introduction into the legalese that faces our healthcare system. So with that, I think we're done. So thank you, everyone, and have a good week. And as always, you can do this. All right. Bye. Stop sharing, and then I'll turn off the video.